You'd think as many podcasts as we had, one of us would like be okay at recording a podcast.
It's just every single time there's something that you have to iron out. This is also only my second time using this platform, so.
It's my first. Well, kind of. Anyway, shall we get started?
Yeah, I see that you titled this Unfiltered Coffee at the top.
Yeah.
Is there any, I mean, you told me you just got a mocha pot a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. I'm still, I'm really bad at it. I just can't, I don't know. Every time I make coffee in it now, it just tastes like the coffee's okay, but it tastes like burnt, but not like the coffee's burnt, but like I made it in like a thing of like something that was like charred.
All right. I think I got you. So first off, I mean, I'm going to ask you a few questions. One, do you clean it every time you use it?
Not like with soap.
No, you're never supposed to use soap on them.
No, I don't use soap on them.
Okay, don't use soap, but you need to like scrub it and get all of the like grounds and oil off of it every time that you use it. Just with water or like a towel
I like
or
rinse
something.
it. I rinse it hard with water and then I use like a paper towel to dry it out.
Okay. So there's not like
There's no, like,
residue
buildup
on it or anything? Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
Disgusting.
All right, here's your other are you using the Lavazza grounds?
Yeah.
Okay, so that could be like pretty dark roast to begin with, so it might.
No, I tried. I don't know what it's called. Like the yellow one that's like at every store.
Cafe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Molito. Is that it?
Bustelo.
Yeah. That stuff's not bad either.
No, I made my first cup of that yesterday.
That still is pretty dark and like kind of, I don't know, espresso-y. All right. So if it's neither, if it's neither of those two, jeez. The other thing that you can do to make it less burnt is to preheat your water. So like I actually just boil the water in like an electric kettle or something beforehand. And then I pour it in, and then your grounds don't sit in the heat for as long. Cause I guess you can burn your grounds if you like leave it on the stove at full heat for too long.
Yeah. I've been wondering if it was like, once it made it up to the upper compartment after like it was brewed, if it was sitting there and getting too hot for too long. Cause I don't know like how long to leave it on there. I just like left it on there until it stopped making the noise.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. Pour it as soon as it starts whistling. Take it off heat.
Whistling?
Yeah, or like bubbling, like it makes the bubble thing and you see steam. As soon as you see steam like coming out the top, stop it.
That might help. I've been putting it on walking away.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well,
no, it like, so if you, I would recommend doing this once, but like you're going to need to shut it pretty quick or it's going to like shoot out everywhere. But like if you open the lid and you see it when it starts, it just like trickles out and it's like the most beautiful thing. Like it looks like someone pouring an espresso or something. And then at the end of it, it gets a bunch of air bubbles in it. And then it starts like shooting like a volcano or something. So as soon as it starts like spurting and you start getting the steam and the air, like pull it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could make one right now, but I kind of want to sleep tonight.
Yeah. It's so strong. Like I just can't have it every day of the week.
Yeah, I've been having it about every other day. And then, so I like, when I'm not using that, if I'm working from home, I'll just use filtered coffee.
Filtered coffee.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but you use like a Keurig, right? So that's still.
So I have both. I have drip and I have a drip and I have a Keurig.
Yeah. Technically, Keurig is unfiltered.
Yeah. So I use the Keurig like it's like between meetings and I've got like 5 minutes. I use the Keurig. If I'm working in the office, I use the Keurig in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But typically, my first cup or my second on a remote day are with the drip or with the stovetop thingy. The what's it called? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when I'm in the office, I think that's unfiltered.
I don't know the last time I've had filtered coffee. Besides maybe like, I think I've had a drip coffee at Starbucks somewhat recently, but when I don't use the mocha, I almost always do French press.
The drip is like, there are so many variables and I just can't get it right because I also grind my grounds and like it never tastes right. And then I bought the like store ground, like I buy the ground coffee and it tastes better. So I think I'm like not grinding them right. And then like the thing, like it doesn't get hot enough. Like, okay, to be fair though, my drip machine is like, I think I bought it new from the store for like $9.
Okay, that could be it.
It's like it's made of like old compressed coffee filters, I think. Yeah, it's really bad. But it still makes a good Trader Joe's wintry blend.
That's your go-to coffee? It's go-to bean?
It's all right. Yeah. I've got, I don't know if you know Blue Bottle.
Yeah, they're from Chicago, right? Or at least that's where Oh, no. We saw them in California too, didn't we?
Yeah. I think they're out of like maybe California.
They're out of California. Yeah, you're right.
I have a thing of Blue Bottle that I've been working through, and then I have some, I don't know, some other one from like Portland or Seattle or like something that somebody
like
sent
Starbucks?
No, not like Starbucks.
Seattle's best.
Yeah, let me go grab the thing.
Seattle's finest.
Hang on.
You can't just get up and leave. We're gonna have all this dead air. I'm gonna have to sit here and ramble the whole time.
Ooh, I love the smell of it. I got
Stumptown. Okay. I just tried some of that this weekend.
Stumptown?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
This was roasted in Queens,
New York.
Yes.
Yeah,
but again, whole bean. Still can't. I can't seem to get the grinding process quite right.
Wait, how fine are you grinding it?
Fine enough.
So what's the issue?
I don't know. I'm like it's getting down to a powder, but I don't know if that's too fine.
That might be.
It's tough because my grinder sucks too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like one of those things that's just like you hold it and it plugs into the wall and you like click a button on the top.
All right.
And it's just like grinds them up and like you can't really tell how ground they're getting or how you don't have a whole lot of control.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how mine works as well.
It seems that like every single one of these blends always has like a sourness to them.
Really? Like acidic or sour?
Yes. Like acidic.
I'd think if you did drip coffee, that would come out because I feel like the filter, that's usually what it grabs. It usually grabs the oil, which I feel like is...
Think I've got bad filters?
Typically makes it acidic. I don't know. I mean, anything like just paper is what grabs the oil.
Maybe I'll play around with different filters. You know what? I can also try a pour over too.
That's true.
Pour over is tough.
Yeah. People usually get it down to science.
It seriously is. It's like it has to be the right temperature. You have to do the right. You have to have like there's like 3 or 4 different pours, and then you have to time it between them too. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like when you get pour over, like okay, I used to go to Starbucks in college all the time and get the pour over. And it seriously depended on who was working.
Yes, most people have no idea.
Yeah, so they just take it and they dump all the water and pour it over. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, if you do that, it's like it's so weak. It just has no time to steep, really.
No. So yeah, sometimes I would get a good pour over when like somebody who kind of knew what they were doing would actually like do the swirl and everything.
Yeah, I think they call it like blooming the coffee grounds.
Mm-hmm. Pretty weird.
They get a foam. It's like this foam grows on top of it.
Pretty weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I've had some K-cups that, like, my drip coffee has not beaten.
K-cups can be really good. I just don't love the idea of, like, heating plastic and drinking it.
I do.
Just, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, like, shout out to Newman's Own.
Okay, yeah.
That's some good K-cups. I think a portion of it goes to something.
Newman.
Yeah, they go to Newman.
No, actually, somebody was just talking about that, and I did some research into that. I had no idea that guy was like he's an actor.
Paul Newman?
Pretty big name actor, yeah. Apparently he was
he was a huge actor. He was like a Hollywood star, and he was a racing star.
That's what I was gonna say. He raced cars.
And not only that, like and then during racing, he got known for the chronograph watches he wore. Okay. So he's a big name in the watch community too.
Who knew?
And like salad dressing. Come on.
Salad dressing, yeah, that is a big thing he's known for. Newman's Own dressing and K-cups, honestly.
Dude's killing it. Yeah.
What films was he in? I don't know.
The Grift? The Grift?
The Grift.
No, the Grift, Andrew. Not the Gift. The Grifters?
What is this, like 60s?
No, not the Grifters. That's a different movie. I'm just going to look him up.
He's in Cars posthumously.
The Sting.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
The Hustler.
Cool Hand Luke. I've heard of Cool Hand Luke. All right.
Okay, come on. I know you already said it, but Cars? Come on. What a good movie.
Your family has a strange fascination. My family? Yeah, like you and your brothers.
You mean America?
No, not America. I was never into cars. I just couldn't do it.
That's un-American.
No, it's not. It's just why it's cars of all movies.
We like it.
Okay.
Yeah, so we like it a lot.
You know what scene Paul Newman's voice was used in?
What scene?
Yeah, like
he plays Doc Hudson.
He does?
Yes.
But wasn't he
dead?
Yeah, isn't he dead?
Only for Cars. He died after the first Cars, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I think he wasn't really in Cars 2. Forgive me, I only know the first Cars very well.
Cars 2 is the best one. Is that one?
Yeah, I know you think that, so you would know if he's in it. And then I know in Cars 3 they dug up like some archival audio and threw him in there.
Is Cars 2 the spy one?
Yes, and I know you like that.
Is that
because Mater's a spy?
Yeah, Mater's pretty good. Mater's honestly like He kind of carries the movies. If I'm being honest,
I'm pretty sure he's the lead in that.
Yeah, it was good that he got a bigger role in too. No one wants to hear. Is it Owen Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have like put his sticker on Crooked.
Excuse me?
They should have put his sticker on the car on Crooked.
Whose sticker?
The car. Lightning McQueen? Is that his name? His sticker should have been Crooked. Just so that it like reminded me more of Owen Wilson.
Is Owen Wilson crooked?
His nose is broken.
Oh, sure.
I never look at him. All right. I don't know. For some reason, that's like all I associate with. Not all I associate, but that's one of the first things that comes to mind when I think of Owen Wilson. Is his nose.
I think of his hair. I think he's got nice hair.
Yeah, he does have pretty iconic hair, I guess. Owen Wilson. I wasn't going to say he has pretty hair.
He does have.
It's very pretty hair.
Yeah.
It's very blonde. It's like it looks unnaturally blonde.
You know what?
He can't. There's no way that's what he looks like, right?
It might be unnatural.
But I've never seen it different. Where's this guy from? I'm gonna just look at his wiki. He's from Texas.
Sure thing.
Wow, I would not have guessed that. I recently watched a movie with him in it that
53 years old.
I had never heard of this movie. It was like something about Paris and
Midnight in Paris.
Yeah, have you seen it? Are you seeing it right now?
No, I've seen it.
When you looked him up, really?
Yeah, he goes back in time.
Yeah, in terms of like rom-com movies, wasn't the worst. Terrible acting on his girlfriend's part, which she's a pretty famous actress too. Why can't I think of her name?
That's a Woody Allen film.
Rachel McAdams. Yeah, she was in Wedding Crashers with him. Anyways, didn't appreciate her in Midnight in Paris, but Midnight in Paris is pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm trying to remember like anything from it other than like he went back in time. You know what it was?
Yeah, he met like every single person that was an artist that ever lived in Paris.
Yeah, that was like and he was like, no,
I'm
not from this guy.
That was bad. What? No, that was. I don't know I don't even know what that was. He like met all the writers and stuff, like because he was a writer. So he had dinner with Ernest Hemingway or something. Gertrude Stein like reviewed his book.
Are you familiar with the film Drill Bit Taylor?
No,
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it. That's appears that
Drill Bit Taylor.
It's basically these kids in like I guess like middle school or something.
Yeah,
they're like losers, and they hire Owen Wilson, Drill Bit Taylor, to be their bodyguard.
Okay,
that's all I know about it.
Why?
I've seen like some scenes. I've seen some scenes from it. It's like Owen Wilson's acting is bad, and it's a bad movie.
Trying to think of a good Owen Wilson movie besides Cars, of course. Wedding Crashers was good.
Night at the Museum?
No. He was in Inherent Vice. He didn't really play a big role. That was a really good movie.
I know I'm gonna get some crap from you, but all of the Wes Anderson films he was in.
Oh yeah, I've heard him and Wes are friends.
He's in a lot of those. The Life Aquatic, great movie.
I think
got Defoe.
That's who actually gave him his break.
You think so?
I think they were friends. Yeah, like I think that was one of his first feature films.
That adds up.
I can't like bash on Wes Anderson because I don't know that I've seen any of his movies.
I think you would really like them. It's like Like, especially the live action stuff. It has this like this bit of comedy where they're just they're not jokes.
Yeah.
Like they're not asking for a laugh, but it's just like somebody says something and it's kind of awkward, and then it just keeps moving, and you're like, why did he say? Why was it like that? Why was he so awkward right there? And then nobody like said anything, and it just kept rolling, and it kind of makes you laugh at like just the way it is.
I probably would like it. I'll tell you what it is. When I got to college, I had a friend that was, I don't know. We would talk, like, you know how like people in college like think that they're
smart,
like into like artsy like movies and like music and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I probably would be guilty of this too or whatever. But anyways, he's like saying how much he liked Wes Anderson, and then I don't know, like somehow it got brought up that he did like stop motion, and then all I could think of was like claymation and like Bob the Builder. And so then and like who did like, wasn't there something called like Wallace and Gromit or something like that? So all I can think of is like this Bob the Builder style like film that he's saying is like the greatest cinema of all time.
Back in the Barnyard.
Yeah.
His computer, but yeah.
And like we got into all these fights over what claymation and stop motion actually was, and like if Bob the Builder is actually claymation.
Yeah, the early Bob the Builders were claymation. I'll fight that. And Wes Anderson does have some pretty good like stop motion / claymation films. I'll leave it at that.
I can't take any of that stuff seriously for some reason.
I don't know, man.
Other than Bob the Builder, I take very seriously, but
the only thing Bob couldn't fix is his marriage with Wendy.
Were they were married?
Yeah.
Wait, they're a divorced couple in the show?
No, I just think their marriage was in shambles.
I don't remember their relationship well enough. I just remember Bob was
always out talking to the machines. Wendy was always inside.
It was his job.
What was it? What?
That's his job. He had to work.
Being a husband's a job.
Didn't they kind of matched though? So that's why I think like they kind of dressed the same. That's why I think they might have been all right.
Like as a couple,
didn't they? Yeah, they like wore basically the same
hard hats, but when you live on,
why was she wearing hard? Are you sure they're married? I thought she was just like a worker.
Bob and Wendy. Let's see. Bob the Builder. Good Lord. Scroll way down to get to the wiki. This part's getting cut out. This long hold.
All right. Wendy. Hold up. They like updated the series into different animation now. It says Bob's business partner. Oh, and love interest. Who runs the office and keeps business in order. What? So Bob was just like too disorganized. What is a deuteragonist? Just like the other like protagonist in the show or something, or like
what does it say that is? Is it Scoop?
Deuteragonist.
Is Scoop the deuteragonist?
btbfandom.com. Stop motion. First appearance was Scoop Saves the Day.
Scooch.
Wendy's a very good worker, as noted by Bob. She handles a handful of other work while Bob handles building. She has shown excellence in craft-based jobs such as putting up wallpaper or designing things. It's kind of sexist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's also very very kind and often concerned over Pilchard, as shown several times during the series.
Pilchard's the cat.
That's a cat. Okay. Wendy can be stubborn for some reasons when it comes to doing things herself. She'll claim she can handle doing the work despite how badly it may be going until she finally realizes she needs help and can't do everything by herself.
So she insists that she can do it when she can't, and then she ends up having to call in for help. And that's part of her character.
Yeah. It was hinted in a few episodes that she has a crush on Bob. See? So they're not married.
Okay, I take back what I said. The only thing Wendy couldn't fix was the fact that Bob only kind of likes her.
When Wendy was younger, her hair was in braided pigtails. Now she wears a ponytail. Good to know.
Switching it up.
The comments on this... There's people actually down here debating whether they're married or not.
Yes.
There's a guy with a Thomas the Train icon arguing that they're not married.
Yeah, I'm glad Thomas is getting involved in this. He's on the same level.
Why does it say that Bob is Wendy's husband? They never once were married in the show. I'm in love with Wendy and I want to date her. Right. Okay, I'm not even going to read the rest of that comment.
Thanks. To be fair, I'm looking at both of Wendy's hands in this image right now, and there is not a ring.
No ring.
So
Bob did not put a ring on it.
They live in a house together?
Do they? It's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
we're gonna need to get that
I'm
figured
gonna have to
out.
dig deeper.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Honestly, I haven't thought about Wendy from Bob the Builder and I don't even know, years.
I mean, I haven't either.
Digging deep right there. Well, you knew all about her. You're like, oh, she.
Yeah, because I used to watch it.
Yeah.
I used to have the video game. That's how I remembered Pilchard's name. There was this. There was a part in the game where Pilchard was just like hiding behind stuff, and you just have to click until you found Pilchard, and it played this really like unsettling music.
Sounds like it.
It was like almost dead silence, and then you'd click on Pilchard, and it would like a little stinger, and you'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like,
it's like a
Pilchard was behind that thing.
Stressful event for you.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was not great.
No, that was a good show. So Wes Anderson.
Yeah, he actually made them.
His side project. That was his greatest work. Who actually did make Bob the Builder? Who produced it?
I'll leave that one up to you.
All right, I got you. Keep talking about Bob. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember when Bob's voice changed?
Jackie Cockle. I don't know who that is. No, I don't remember his voice changing.
It's just like one of those situations where, like, you know, you're watching as a kid, and then a new episode comes on, and you're like, "That's not Bob. Doesn't sound anything like Bob." And then
they just got a different like actor,
or what? A completely different actor. Didn't even try.
Can we fix it? I'm kind of freaked out by the 2015 reboot, like what these people look like.
Did you see it? Yeah, they look different.
Yeah, not a fan. A little creepy for me.
All right, you want to switch it up?
Yeah, let's get off Bob the Builder. Yes. Okay. What have you got?
What have I got?
All right, I got something. We'll stay with film. Have you ever heard of Alejandro Jodorowsky? Jodorowsky? No.
From what?
Movies.
What movies?
I don't know. El Topo. The Holy Mountain. Look him up, man. Chilean. He did like
I don't know
experimental art movies. 60s and 70s. It's like
no, these are pretty out there.
They're so out there. Now he has like a spiritual. Oh, he was supposed to do Dune, like before David Lynch.
Really?
But he wanted to make it like 14 hours. And he wanted like Salvador Dali and
that wouldn't really work out, would it?
Just like a ridiculous cast. I think it was going to have Orson Welles, Salvador Dali, and then like Mick Jagger, maybe. I don't know anything about Dune though, so like I haven't seen either of the movies.
I watched the new one.
Is it any good?
I went into it pretty blind. It's really slow.
Really slow?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I could probably sum it up in about 15 seconds.
Just like, isn't that kind of what killed like the David Lynch version?
What do you mean?
It's just boring, like confusing.
I mean, the one I watched was like kind of confusing, but like they also kind of gave some background. I don't know. Yeah. It's confusing because there really aren't any introductions to what things are in the universe.
That's what I've heard. There's just like too much to explain in a movie. Yeah.
There's like some lore and like you understand that there's like lore, but you don't know like, I don't know anything actually about it or like who the people are or anything. Yeah. And then it just kind of like moves on. You're like, okay, like what was all of that?
Yeah.
I understand the, I guess like the main plot line of the first film is like, I could understand it and I could follow it. It took forever.
Well, you're not like making me want to rush out and watch it.
I'd at least wait until the next one comes out because it left on like, it didn't even like end on a cliffhanger. It was just like, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but so imagine, I guess like the plot starts with the main character, something happens and now he has like a goal and he goes off to chase that goal, and then like usually there's a part in a movie where there's like some type of montage to show time passing and like the character like learning. It was like halfway through that montage is when it like ends. And so like there's nothing that makes you want to like there's nothing to be like, oh my God, I wonder what happens.
Wow.
Like they could not make a second one and I wouldn't care. But also I don't really, like I don't know what's supposed to happen. I'm sure for people who do know what's supposed to happen, they're anxious, but I don't know.
The people that are into the books are so into the books. Like just as much or more as any like Harry Potter or Star Wars people.
It's interesting.
Lord of the Rings. Like it has kind of like a fan base like that. I've seen it quoted a lot recently too. But no, that sounds like a movie that Jodorowsky would do.
It's interesting because it's, like it's another science fiction, but it seems like so many science fiction, like films kind of like mimic each other. And this one kind of had some like newer elements that like it seemed like, for example, Star Wars seems like it takes place in like a future, even though
it's in the past.
Yeah, but it comes across that they have computers, and then this one it's like they don't necessarily have computers, but there's technology, but then there's also like ancient technology. There's like a lot of like mind control kind of stuff happening. Like spiritual stuff. But then they'll like get in a helicopter.
Wow. I wouldn't have expected helicopters there.
Well, they're not helicopters either. They're like mechanical dragonflies.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's kind of something that like you could see like parts of it taking place in today's time, but then there's other stuff that's like inexplicable.
Well, maybe I'll have to give it a watch then. I've heard that the David Lynch version was like one of the biggest flops in movie history, or like certainly in Lynch's career.
That's why I haven't seen it.
You know a movie you need to see? Have you ever seen Lucky?
It rings a bell. I think I have seen it.
It's not a David Lynch movie, but he's an actor in it. Phenomenal movie.
2017. The Western.
Yeah, kind of.
Interesting. No, I haven't seen that one.
You got to give that one a watch. It's one of the best movies I've seen.
One of the best movies you've seen?
Yes, top 10.
Wow.
I'll give it the top 10, yeah.
Interesting. Who knew?
Have you ever seen the David Lynch like short where they're interviewing a monkey about like a murder at the train station?
I think I have seen that. I think you showed
like
that to me.
David Lynch's like lips just like moving. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's brutally bad. Like seriously, it's so bad. It is weird. It's like a Netflix original. I don't know what I'm like interested by that guy. Try to figure out like what's going on with him.
Think he's like mental?
No, I don't think so at all. I think now that I've like seen some older cinema from like the 60s and 70s, I think that he actually does have influences. Like the first time I saw him, it was like nothing I had ever seen before.
Right.
But now I've seen some things that use kind of like similar dream logic and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay.
Yep.
There definitely are a few contemporaries. Or sorry, not contemporaries. People before him that did that.
Right.
I don't know. I think I've seen The Lost Highway now 4 or 5 times. It definitely loses like part of it each time you see it, but then you also like see things that you've missed. So
right. Have you given Mulholland Drive a watch?
Yeah. I didn't like that one as much, but I did like it.
It was tough to follow.
Yeah.
Like 4 different plot lines, all played by like the same actors. Like some of them somehow intersect, some of them don't.
Wait, is it 4 different plot lines? It seems like the same plot line. Are you taking like no. I think you're kind of right. There's that actress, and then there's like someone that's almost like a homeless woman, but it's like the same version of her.
Yeah.
Doesn't it all tie in at the end though? Like in the diner? Like every time they go to the diner.
I think there's like some loose ends, but I think some of it does get tied in. It's just confusing because like they like never use names. Like, you know, like one character's name. And so like in order to talk about it, you're like the one chick but there's like another chick who looks just like her and has the same role, but you know, you also don't know her name.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating.
I think it's just like almost all of his films just are like seem like they're influenced by the dark side of Hollywood.
I'd agree with that.
Or like what people like the mythology around the dark side of Hollywood.
Right.
Although recently I've been hearing some like things about like there's like true crime podcasts out about Hollywood. And then I heard a few things like some of the studios got bought out in the 70s by sort of like mafia mob, like big money people that were come in and like whack people every now and then.
Yeah, I've heard some of that true crime stuff.
I have no idea.
Have you seen Barton Fink?
No.
It kind of reminds me of like some weird dark side Hollywood stuff. And it's that's one. That one's weird.
That one's also David Lynch, right?
I don't think so. I think it's just somebody different.
Maybe I've heard you talk about it before. My favorite part of Mulholland Drive. Oh, it's Coen Brothers.
It's Coen Brothers.
Oh, it's John Turturro. I love that guy. He's in a lot of the. Well, that's weird. That's like almost the same cast as the dude. My gosh.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why am I blanking on that movie? I literally
The Big Lebowski.
The Big Lebowski. Yeah.
Yeah. They use plus they use repeat like John Goodman. It's in like every Coen Brothers thing.
Yeah.
Buscemi.
John Turturro. I've like recently been seeing so many movies with him in it. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
There's a wide variety of things. Like, because originally I feel like I saw the weird thing about like those movies is for some reason there's crossover with Adam Sandler movies.
Right. Yeah.
And like I always saw like growing up, I always saw like Steve Buscemi and like Turturro and Adam Sandler movies doing comedies.
Mm-hmm.
And then recently, then I saw they're also like in a specific mob movie, like a lot of like mob films. Like they're also in that genre, and then whatever the Coen Brothers genre is too.
Always like together. It's always like the same cast.
It's really strange.
You know, Turturro was in Cars 2.
Was he? Of course he was. That's probably why I liked it.
He plays the Italian race car.
Yeah, he was in Adam. Oh yeah, he's in Don't Mess with the Zohan. That's right. He's in so many of them. It's so weird. So they made this film that's called Jesus Rolls. That's sort of like a sequel to The Big Lebowski, but it's completely unrelated, basically.
Yeah,
and it's only about Jesus. It's a wild movie.
Any good?
It's pretty good. It's pretty strange. Like it's just about him getting out of jail. Actually, I don't remember. Okay, so you know how like it might actually be before The Big Lebowski, because you know how they talk about him, like he got in trouble because he like public indecency or something like that.
With Turturro?
Yeah,
what?
Jesus. No, not Turturro. In The Big Lebowski, the character Jesus.
Yeah.
Like the guy he bowls against.
Oh, yeah.
They said he was in jail for public indecency.
Okay.
So this movie is like set like whenever he gets out of jail. And it's just like follows him. I don't even know what happens. Like him and one of his friends like steal a car or something and are just being chased by the cops.
That's interesting.
It's just one of those movies that like kind of just takes you through like a week in a character's.
And he directed it too. Look at that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Rolls.
Excuse me. Yeah, I was like, that can't be Coen Brothers.
Why not?
I just would have like.
You would have heard of it?
Heard about it. Yeah.
Okay.
I just watched it the other night.
He's in this new Batman movie. Don't know if you've seen that or not.
I have.
What'd you think about it? We should have invited Bryn on to the discussion about Batman. I would love to hear her take on it.
I thought it was okay. I thought that the plot rolled at a good pace. That being said, I thought there were some parts they could do without. Like they kind of like
Could have done without a lot of it.
Well, yeah, there were like some cheesy parts, and like I get like there were some parts that also like mimicked like the old cinema Batman stuff that like it was like a callback to that. But then there was also just like the whole love interest thing. I don't think is like very Batman.
No, but they didn't even like develop it either.
No, that's the thing. It was just
so
weird.
They wasted all the time with it, and then they didn't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the whole Catwoman, like the entire character was very underused.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It was like if that was removed entirely, I think it could have just been like the same movie. You know what I mean?
I also feel like, well, clearly they're setting up for a sequel, but almost everything that had to do with the Penguin was also not necessary.
Yeah, it was just a matter of like he's a character that like the audience already knows.
Well, that's what I'm guessing that's why Catwoman was used in that way, because she was also connected to the Penguin. Like that's the first you see her.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want her whole character to be gone, but it was just, I don't know. It was a little strange.
I thought it was weird that the Penguin was just kind of like a dude.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Catwoman is kind of central to the entire plot, right? Because she's the daughter of the gangsters.
Well, yeah, but like it's also like I don't know.
And she was also like friends with the girl that got murdered and everything.
Yeah, but it didn't have to be Catwoman.
I guess not.
It could have just been like anybody.
I feel like they just used like her and Robert Pattinson to sell the tickets. That was like the trailer. It was just like the two of them.
Maybe, yeah. I thought Batman himself was weird in it. He was just kind of like,
yeah.
I don't know. He just kind of like walked everywhere.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh my God, like I figured it out. Like the next day he's showing up like on foot. And like, pulls out a grappling hook or something and doesn't do anything. And then
there were a lot of things that were just like very unrealistic in the movie too, but I guess I don't need to nitpick it.
Why not?
I don't know. All right, I'm going to nitpick it. Like when when the Riddler was going to kill Bruce Wayne, like literally every single other person that he used, he like kidnapped, like he went in person and got them. He didn't just mail them a bomb.
Yep.
I thought that was a really weak point in the film. Like he should have shown up at the Wayne Manor.
Although it did lead to that. I thought the whole part where Batman thought his identity was like being revealed.
Yeah.
And like the audience thinks it too.
Yeah, I think they should have just had the Riddler know that he was Batman.
You think so?
Yeah. It wouldn't have been that hard for him to piece together, I feel like, if he already had as much information as he did.
Yeah. I feel like the Riddler should have known and it shouldn't have gotten out. But that's not what happened.
And I felt that the ending of the movie was terrible.
I'd agree with that.
Like the flood scene and like whatever happened to MSG, just like that entire sequence was just stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it. I kind of stopped I don't know. I feel like
he got himself turned in. He went to jail.
Yeah.
But he had set like 12 like explosive laden
Right.
trucks
Yeah,
at every single seawall in the entire city, and then the whole city flooded.
I felt like that all happened so fast. It was like a whole like second plot that happened in the last like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have been a different movie or the beginning of a different movie. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, well. It was pretty good. It was entertaining, I guess, for like a superhero movie. It was good. I thought the Riddler was good and like his riddles and stuff and the whole like, the whole like, I guess, political, like he was exposing all the stuff was interesting.
No, yeah, I thought that was cool too. I liked I like that they just kind of made him like a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was definitely creepy, just like waiting in the shadows for everybody. Laughing. Oh, we brought the shades out. I don't have any right now.
Clay.
I'm lacking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, back to David Lynch, Mulholland Drive. My favorite scene in that movie is when they just like, I don't even know how they get there, but they're in a theater and then there's just like shouting in Spanish or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you just have no idea what's going on. And there's like, just like electric. It's like someone's getting electrocuted or something. That whole sequence is just, I don't even know what happens.
Yeah. He does that. There's like those scenes where you're just like, what is this? Does this mean something? And then it like doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's fun. I think I've told you about him before. Well, I guess we'll just make this whole thing dedicated to movies and
Sure.
all that. Have you heard of Nicholas Winding Refn?
No, what from?
Okay. I mean, his first movies that he was famous for were the Pusher trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, what else is Bronson? Valhalla Rising. Or what was that called? Neon Demon, I think. That one was on Amazon and was somewhat popular. I'm missing his biggest one.
Any of these.
What's the biggest one? Maybe not. Oh yeah, he has some movies with Ryan Gosling. Pretty good though. I kind of got into him. He's Danish and he just like self-funded and self-produced most of his movies at the beginning.
Didn't you tell me about a really bad Ryan Gosling movie you saw?
It's probably that movie. Only God Forgives. So that like the style in a lot of his movies like is basically that you can't root for any of the characters. Like all the characters are all just so bad. So like, and like the main character, you feel pity for them, but then they do something like awful. So you can't even root for them is basically what it is. I
kind of don't like rooting for characters in movies though.
Yeah. Well, then watch his movies because you literally can't root for anyone. Like they just suck.
Relatable.
They're all like very dark too. It's like his first movies, the Pusher ones. Mm-hmm. It's about like really like low level Danish drug dealers. Hence Pusher. Like they're just like heroin pushers. And they're all about like they do some deal and it gets messed up. And then basically they're in debt and their whole life is just ruined. And like people are after them trying to like kill them or collect their debt. Yeah, it's pretty fun. But he does a weird thing where it's like he does 3 of the movies and they're all in the same world, but they all focus on a different character. And like that character will have been like a minor character in a previous one. And then this one's all dedicated about them. So like some of the characters revolve and some of them don't.
That makes sense.
And they all start at like different times chronologically. And you can't really tell like where it starts or ends.
Yeah, it seems to be a pretty popular thing with movies, like especially if one's a success.
Yeah.
It's just like that Jesus Rolls thing.
Yeah.
It's like people already know that guy from that thing, so.
Yeah. I think he would like some of the cinematography. A lot of it is like he shoots on handheld cameras, basically, like almost like camcorder footage or like home video.
Probably
like,
is.
A lot of it like just over the shoulder and stuff like that, or like directly in people's faces. He's really into seems like neon lighting and stuff. Like there's always some club like scene or something like that where it's just like strobe lights and fighting and stuff. Can't see people in the shadows.
Yeah, that almost seems like I don't know, like too easy.
Too easy? Why do you say that?
Yeah, like those scenes. Like I feel like they're easy to recreate.
Really? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I mean, like neon lighting is like really easy to do fun things with.
Yeah, you'll have to see the Only God Forgives thing just for the neon lighting. Like, it takes place in some Asian country,
right?
Maybe the Philippines or something like that. And there's just so much. It's like I don't even know why it's always lit like that. Like there's just whole sequences that are like dream sequences where they're just walking down hallways that are lit with neon red or neon blue. I don't know. That just made me think of the Lost Highway scene. Now that's a good shadow scene when he's in the hallway and they like foreshadow it like 3 times. You know what I'm talking about?
Which hallway? In the house?
Yeah, in the house that like goes to the bedroom.
Yeah, I hate that scene.
Fred.
It's so hard to watch.
Fred. Oh,
I was gonna call you the other day, and you were gonna answer, and I was gonna say, Dick Laurent is dead, and then
just hang up.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
I knew you would like it, but I didn't. I forgot.
Every time I watch that movie, that's like my favorite part now. Is like when he's like on the run at the end. He shows up at the house. It's fun knowing the whole thing is a loop. Like when you start watching it.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's really weird.
Because he goes and rings his own doorbell.
Yeah. Well, and if you pay attention, it's his voice. Like I never caught it though at the beginning.
It's weird.
Yeah. Dick Laurent is dead. And then it's funny how you like shift from absolutely hating the mystery man and thinking he's like the most evil person in the film, and then you're like kind of cheering for him at certain points.
Isn't it a matter of like the Dick Laurent character is like a different guy? Like he has a different name in the other part. In the part
Mr.
with
Eddie.
Mr. Eddie. Like, why does he have 2 names?
Everybody in the movie has 2 names, but then they don't.
Because the main character doesn't even have 1 name.
You see a picture with everyone.
Yeah.
When the like investigators are going through the house.
There's that group photo. It's weird.
It's very weird. Andy. That's when Andy dies.
I don't like that scene either when he hits his head on the table.
It's awful. You like to see him flying through the air and you know what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, that's gross.
I was gonna do the neon lighting for you real quick.
The best thing is or one of the best sequences is like when they're just in the desert, and then they're in the desert, and then Mystery Man just comes out of the shack.
I like that one. I like the whole desert scene. I think it would be really fun to shoot something in the desert.
Oh yeah, and then like the exploding in reverse, the house the whole time. The movie really kicks off like right when the main character comes back into his body. When Fred comes back, because like
right
when they first go to the desert, it's who's the second character's name? I don't even remember.
Doesn't have a name.
He doesn't? Yeah, he does. I'm trying to think what Mr. Eddie calls him. Frank, maybe?
Maybe it is Frank.
All right, Frank. Or what does he call him?
I know. I can picture him saying it, but I can't remember what he says.
He's going to take you for a ride. Listen to my engine. It's brutal. Hey, I got a friend that wants to talk to you.
I love how he always talks in the same way. It's just kind of like,
what the heck is his name?
He doesn't have a name.
I love that Richard Pryor's in that movie too. Like that had always like escaped me.
Who does he play?
He owns the garage.
Right. Okay. Like one of those like minor characters when you're so busy trying to keep track of the other characters.
Apparently Henry Rollins is in the film too. What is this? Why can't I find the characters' names? Teddy? It's not Teddy, is it? Pete. Oh yeah, you got the blue neon light. That's good. That's basically Only God Forgives. Hey, Pete. Got a friend wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm getting tired, man. 9:02.
Right. Well, we went an hour. Got anything else?
9:30 is my bedtime.
You're itching to say? Having a fun time just recounting movies.
Oh yeah. Anything I'm itching to say? Yeah. I wish it was warmer outside. I'm tired.
What movies have you been watching recently? You haven't done anything that I've offered up.
Well, I just showed. I had seen it before, but I showed Inside Llewyn Davis. Inside Llewyn Davis.
Inside Llewyn Davis.
I think it's called Inside Llewyn Davis. It's the Coen brothers. Other Coen brothers. Oscar Isaac. Justin Timberlake.
I do not know that one. It's a musical comedy.
Yeah, it's. I would consider it more of a drama. It's interesting. It doesn't have. It's not like other Coen Brothers films. It is very musical. And the comedy is light. But it's basically just a guy who's like trying to make it as like a musician, and he kind of just doesn't.
I like that.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Is like once you think something's going to go right, or like he thinks something's going to go right for him, then like that doesn't go right, and then something else happens that like makes it suck even more.
Yeah, those movies are not very
It's not feel good.
Yeah, like they're not like rewarding or something. They're not like satisfying.
It's like afterward, you're just like, oh.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was wondering what was going to happen. There was nothing.
I kind of like that though. I always liked when I was on co-op, I used to show movies to my roommates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they would just be like, there's no point to this movie. Like,
yeah,
why did we just watch it?
Because it doesn't follow like
they need like a clear,
everybody's used to,
clear conflict and clear resolution. They we need to watch like a Marvel movie or something with them.
Yep. Speaking of which, I recently watched the newest Spider-Man. I was not impressed.
No.
No. It was just it's one of those things. It's like when they remake a movie, and then they're like, oh, you know what the audience would really like if we threw in the best joke from the original in this one too. And then the audience is like, oh my God, they said the funny thing like from the first one.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it felt. It wasn't exactly that, but it was just like, it was pretty much that. They did actually like do some of like the repeat the lines, like each character from a previous Spider-Man would be like, oh, like this is what I say. And then like, I watched it in my home, but I'm expecting in the theater that would have
people
gone over well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, come on, come up with something new. I don't know.
I just wasn't even that big of a fan of the original Spider-Man movies. So
I don't know. I like the Tobey Maguire ones. I think they're weird. I like he's just kind of awkward. And and you know what? They were like their own thing. They weren't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's just like so many movies just like the exact same as the other. So those ones were kind of interesting.
When is Marvel going to like stop being the dominant franchise?
I don't know.
The movie, movies are just weird. Like what gets shown in like a theater, like your AMC or something like that, is just kind of strange.
It's the blockbusters. It's just like the high dollar movies that they know is going to draw a crowd that everybody likes.
But why do people go to them?
I don't know, culture.
Culture? What do you mean? It's like the antithesis of culture.
I don't go to the movies, so I don't know.
I know. I'm just wondering, like, are there any independent theaters out there? Maybe just in like big cities or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or do independent people just like exclusively release to streaming?
Yeah, that's another component. It's like the thing with streaming is like anybody can get a Netflix movie. Because like,
let's do it. Let's get a Netflix movie. What can we?
Pretty much like if you can fund it, they'll just like they'll give you like a spot pretty much, and so many people are doing it, and that's like that's most likely why you don't see so many like great new movies in the theaters. It's just like because it's just like quiet. It's like in quiet like private theaters or like privately owned, and then it releases to streaming.
Yeah.
Like all of the like movies that pop up like on Amazon and stuff that aren't Amazon originals. It's just like, where did that come from? Why didn't I ever hear about it?
Yeah.
Plus, like, we're just kind of past the that like sweet spot of where people are being original. I feel like.
You don't think you can be original in film anymore?
I think you can, but I think nobody's going to notice.
Why? Just because
there's just so much.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
No, everybody already has a show. Like nobody's. You don't have to wait for a new movie to come out. But back in the day, if you weren't going and renting a movie, like you weren't watching movies in your home really, and so like people that going to the movie theater to see a new movie was like far more common, and now it's like any movie you want, it's right there. So like, why? I don't know, why anticipate like a new movie when you know there's already one that you like and you can like hit play right now.
Yeah, you're right. There's something kind of enjoyable about going to an actual theater and watching with other people.
Depends on the theater.
Yeah, sometimes it's annoying, but sometimes it's
nice. I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I have seen like the occasional movie where I'm like, that was a decent movie, and I watched it in the theater, and like, I don't know, it's tough. I think my least favorite thing about the theater, though, is that the thing where like everybody laughs at like the funny stuff, and I'm just like, or like there's like that one guy who like thinks something's funny that's like
laugh.
Yeah, and not that like if it's like one of those moments that like I do that too, where it's not necessarily a joke, but I'm like, wow, that was bad acting or something, and I laugh. But then there's always that guy who's like it's like the really like obvious jokes, and there's somebody like belly laughing, and I'm like, oh my God, you're ruining this for me.
Yeah, I guess that's a bad part of it, is you have to deal with the people.
I think that's mostly the biggest problem. I don't know. I've seen some like movies where the theater's been good, and like that's a good experience.
I used to go to the film club at UT, and they would just, I don't know, they had like a screening room like in our film studies area,
right? And
they would like just operate like an actual reel and everything. It's very enjoyable. Yeah, pretty cool. The audience was always cool.
Yeah, I feel like especially in like college, when nobody wants to be the one laughing at the theater or whatever, when you watch in one of those like
these are
seminar halls.
Yeah, these are all like weird, like black and white French films or Swedish films or something from like the 70s. Like, wasn't like slapstick comedy. I don't know.
You know, somebody brought up Uncut Gems the other day. I just like went back to that again, just like thinking about it. Because I know, like, I don't know.
I actually thought that was a really good. That's one of the most recent movies that I've seen in a theater, like a large mainstream theater, that I thought was good.
Yeah, and exactly, and it's like it's because it was like it wasn't original, but it was like it wasn't trying to you know, be just like the movie that came out last year or whatever.
I'll be honest, I felt it was somewhat original.
I think the plot was rather original, yes. But I think like a lot of the like people talk about how it has all the like talking over top of each other and stuff, and that's been done. Like the hectic style where like you know,
yeah,
it kind of almost gives you a headache.
Like every A24 movie.
Sure.
That was an A24 movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. No, some A24 movies are quiet, but there are some older, like more like urban style films where it's just like loud. It'd be like rap music and like people arguing over top of the main plot, and it's just like it's like overwhelming. Yeah. But I did like that Uncut Gems took like that like it had a twist at the end.
Yeah, usually I can see those things coming. I really didn't expect that.
And that's the A24 right there.
No, most A24 movies just like beat you over the head with like what's going to happen. But
maybe, yeah.
That one was good. No, I mean, and the fact that they didn't draw out him getting shot either. That it was just like boom, like you didn't even know they were going to get out of that room. They got out and shot him in like 2 seconds with like no discussion or anything.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to see him get shot.
Some of those movies that like the shock element is pretty cool, you know. So I think it was original in that it combined a bunch of, you know, elements that people aren't really used to seeing in popular films or like modern films.
I really loved the like mashups of the actual basketball games.
That was pretty cool. I did like that. It
was good.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, the whole that was a pretty strange plot too. Like the whole Kevin Garnett thing. Like Kevin Garnett stole his necklace and stuff.
It was really weird.
So we bet on him. Yeah, that's good. Well, the whole time I figured it wouldn't end happy, but I figured like he would just blow his money like on like betting on it or something. I didn't think that his bet would hit and then he would get killed.
Yeah.
Did his girlfriend end up with the money or who ended up with it?
Wasn't it that
he sent the girl to go get it, right?
I think the girl ended up with it, but not his like girlfriend. It was like a different girl, wasn't it? It was just like some girl he like hired. Wasn't it? Because like then there was like a man.
I thought it was like his mistress. Which I didn't realize.
Didn't he have an ex-wife?
No, he had a wife and then like a mistress or something, like a girlfriend. Because this is the girl that she's been like popular recently because she like dated Kanye West for a while. And then in that interview, she said like, I was the muse and Uncut Gems or something like that. She said it really like in a strange way, like a real like snobby way or something. What's her name? Julia Fox. Honestly, I didn't even know who was in that movie. Weird. You should watch the Kanye documentary. Have you seen that on Netflix?
No. I know you said you've been watching it.
Yeah, it's very good. It's like, it's cool to see him like before he made it, like just how like goofy and like humble and everything he was.
Everybody wants to know what would happen if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know. That speech was so like bad. Everyone's like, wow. Oh my God. He's a strange dude.
He is strange. I guess I've just like recently like figured out how talented he was. I never really was into his music. Like when it was super popular when we were younger, for some reason, I just didn't really care. But like recently I've kind of started liking it.
Yeah. He's pretty good. There's the whole thing about his accident too. Oh
yeah. Yeah. I either had like forgotten about that or didn't really know.
Guess it messed him up, man.
Yeah, it did. His face was all jacked up. They like showed him getting his like wires removed and stuff in the documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
No, it's good.
That other movie you told me to watch that I forgot about.
Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be making you a movie list. I have it somewhere. I should have been adding to it.
Yeah, you have it somewhere. That's right.
I was going to tell you all about that Jodorowsky guy too, but I think we'll save that for a different date. I've seen some weird stuff about him. He's like, I forget how I even got introduced to him, but I've seen just one of his movies, and they call it like an acid spaghetti western. It's like a psychedelic spaghetti western with almost like samurai themes. So, and then after like the Beatles saw that movie, one of them like bankrolled him for his next movie. Yeah.
I feel like spaghetti westerns already have a samurai theme, but yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I think Lennon. Yeah, I think him and Yoko Ono really were into him.
She ruined the Beatles.
Beatles, another group that I never really got into, but have tried to recently.
You should watch the doc.
I kind of, well, there's which one? There's so many. I tried to watch that one that was about their, like that live, like recording at the, whatever.
The like 17-hour one?
I don't know.
It's on Disney?
Yeah, it's on Disney.
Yeah.
We started watching that, and it was just like the rehearsals. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
They were weird by then.
Yeah, it's odd how goofy they'll be, and then all of a sudden they'll all just like a flip switch, switch flipped, and then they're all like angry and adult like it's weird seeing like John acts like a child.
Well, I just thought it was weird that he like him and Yoko would be like touching each other like the entire time. Like he wouldn't show up without her. And then George Harrison brought like some monk and then would just like go sit with the monk like every now and then. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, that monk guy would just like sit like on the far wall. Just, not into that. He's not into music.
And then like I don't know who. And then it was just funny to see them like do all this like spiritual stuff. And then like one of them would just be chain smoking cigarettes and like drinking wine.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the spiritual stuff had influence on their music, but like not their lifestyle at all.
I don't know. I mean, I was hearing stuff today that, man, they were like really hooked into some of the like key people. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I've been like kind of researching loose. I guess that's like a loose term, but like some of the like counterculture movement, like 60s and 70s, there's a lot of very, very weird connections between all these people. Like everybody that you know about is somehow like connected to one another.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, maybe it's always like that, but there's
like
like strange things.
I feel like if it's, if you don't know about them, there's probably a reason.
Okay. But like, do you think that, I don't know, like musicians today are hanging out with like Harvard professors and stuff like that? And like,
hey, I don't know,
counterculture movement people. I mean, maybe they are, but
I don't know what they're doing.
That was the cool thing about the Kanye documentary. The third one was like him now. The first two were like him earlier. And it was just like insane. He'd like fly in like designers and stuff, and they'd be sitting at a table like at his ranch. He has this huge barn. And it'd be like, oh, Justin Bieber just walked in. Like, hey, Justin, look, I'm like sketching this shoe. And then he's like talking to the designer about how he wants his shoe sketch. Then he would just like pick up a microphone and like a DJ would be there, like ready for his beats. And then he would just like sing for 10 minutes. And then he would like walk over and start like working out. And then him and Justin Bieber would just like talk about a new song. And it was just so crazy.
Man, when you got a bunch of money.
I guess, but it was just, there were so many people there. And then he'd like get on the phone and talk to Rick Rubin. He's like, oh, Rick, I'm going to fly you to the studio just for the night and fly you back. Like, when are you available? I don't know. Or like he wanted him to go look at this like pottery shop with him. I guess that's what he was doing to relax. Like he really likes this one lady's pottery. So he just like went and like looked at pottery for a couple hours, then went back.
Justin's like, where you been?
This is all when he was like running for president too.
Yeah.
So they showed like a 3-day montage. He was like somewhere in like the Dominican Republic or some island. Then he like flew to South Carolina and gave like his presidential speech. And then he like flew to Wyoming. The whole time, that's like when he recorded the entire Donda album. It's so, I don't know, it's strange, like watching him work.
He's got a crazy work ethic, I guess.
And then in between, he'd just be in the car, like watching like Fox News and like yelling at his phone.
Look at him now.
Look at him now. I don't know. That sound system, that like
yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about how much like I'm like, what if
what's that called?
I have no idea.
It was cool. Let me look.
It was cool. It was just weird because it's like I can see, like, I know people who I could see them saying this is a good idea, where they're like, what if you had this thing, and like the what it actually does and the technology of it is really cool.
Stem player.
But the whole fact that it's like a box and it's like an MP3 player from like 2008. That's the part that I don't get. And I'm like,
well, can you actually make edits to it, or you just like can listen
you just
to
play it in real time? Yeah, you just.
So like an actual producer probably wouldn't use it.
No, but
it's for like someone that likes hearing all the different aspects of the track.
Yeah.
So I guess like the thing is of it is you can isolate different parts of the track.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
vocals,
like if you like the drums of something, I can see that being cool. Like people like freestyle or something, and like remove the vocals, put in your own vocals or something. Like it's really fun.
Yeah.
I just think the actual like build of it is odd. Like I don't know. Because I was gonna say like I could see catching on more if it was an app, but that's not what, like, then it wouldn't be special.
Right. Well, I think it's going to catch on because I guess he released his album exclusively to that.
You can only get it on that?
Yeah, Donda 2. I guess it's out right now. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, because you don't have a stem player.
Because the guy in the review thing, he's like, yeah, like everybody's just buying it for the album, but I really like the actual product.
See how much these bad boys go for. $200. That's wild.
Yeah, they're really not that expensive.
No, but also, if you're only releasing your album on that,
I'm sure it'll come out later on something else.
I
don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
He's like at a point right now, I think, where he's like one of those people, and I think a lot of musicians are like this, where they record music like 24/7.
Yeah.
But I think he's like, well, I don't know. I was going to say it's like he just is indiscriminately releasing it. But then I guess the whole thing with that Donda thing is he like released it once and pulled it back. And he was going to do like a debut of it. And then he like pushed that out a week. You hear about that? He like lived in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome or something, like finishing his album.
No, I didn't. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Because he did a live premiere and like sold out the entire Superdome.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean that's pretty amazing. When's the last time you heard about like Kanye tickets being like near you or whatever?
No, but it's like he didn't perform. Yeah. He just like DJ'd and like played his thing like off the speakers.
Dude doesn't want to perform.
It's like, yeah, it's just
hey,
he had a new album. He just
that's how I feel about DJs, though.
Yeah,
like, he's not a DJ, but that's what DJ like. Obviously, he's not very relevant anymore. But like in the day like of DJ Khaled, like people would freak out and like that was like he was like a big. But like if you like, have you seen the videos of his concerts? They're weird. He just stands behind his laptop and he'll play music and just be like,
DJ Khaled does? Nice.
Yes.
I feel like Kanye's new album's kind of, he's been doing like less lyrics and more features on his most recent album.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe a phase.
Maybe.
I mean, Eminem did that with that one album recently where it was all like every track was like half Eminem, half somebody else.
Yeah. True. I actually liked his most recent album.
Yeah.
The Music to Be Murdered By.
Yeah.
I think that's his most recent one, right?
I think it is.
I didn't like the one. I don't know. What was the one that was like such a big flop?
Kamikaze? Or was it the other one?
It was the one right before that, maybe? Because he put out Kamikaze in like a month because the other one flopped or something.
Was it that like patriotic one?
Yeah, what was that called?
That one was really cool.
Revival.
Yeah, man. That was a flop.
That was in 2017 though.
Yeah, I remember that was the one he released overnight. And everybody woke up based in the US and was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was not great. Dude kneeled at the halftime.
I didn't see that. What did you think about the halftime performance?
I was quite hyped up. I do think it's good to like, show some different genres besides like another Katy Perry or Lady Gaga up there.
Yeah.
I thought the set was cool. They did what they could. There's a lot of restrictions with that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Pretty good.
All right, we're going to wrap this thing up.
Let's wrap it up.